Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into the tactical side of things, specifically Jean-Ricner Bellegarde at Wolves for this 2024-25 Premier League season.
Yep, and this all comes from the analysis we've been doing over at Total Football Analysis.
Exactly. You can find all the latest, really detailed football breakdowns on the website, totalfootballanalysis.com.
And just a reminder for listeners, if you want more of this kind of deep analysis, there's that 30% discount.
That's right. Use the code TFAPOD, just spell it out, TFAPOD when you check out for a TFA subscription.
Good stuff. So, Bellegarde.
Yeah, Bellegarde. Look, Matthias Cunha, he gets a lot of the attention, right? Grabs the headlines.
He does. Often the main man talked about.
But our analysis, when you really dig into it, shows just how crucial Bellegarde has become, maybe in a quieter way, to Wolves turning things around under Vitor Pereira.
It's true. His contributions are maybe less flashy, but really important across the pitch. We should probably start by setting the scene, though. Remember how things were?
Yeah, good point. The start of the season under Gary O'Neill, it was tough going for Wolves.
Really tough. They were, second from bottom, lots of defeats piling up.
Yeah, the numbers weren't pretty. 11 losses in just 16 games. So the shift since Vitor Pereira came in has been quite something.
Absolutely. Getting 17 points in his first 13 matches, that creates breathing room.
A 9-point gap from relegation isn't insignificant at that stage.
Not at all. And like you said, while Cunha gets plaudits, our tactical look really flags Bellegarde as, maybe an unsung hero in this period.
That's a good way to put it. Consistently influential, even if he's not always the name you hear first.
And what's interesting is his versatility, but our work points to central midfield as his sweet spot, where he really makes the difference.
Okay, so let's drill down into that midfield role then. What is it that makes him so effective there in the middle of the park?
Well, a big part of it is his defensive mind. He's just got this knack for reading the game, anticipating where the ball's going, and stepping in.
Interception.
Exactly. Loads of interceptions. The data backs it up quite strongly this season.
Yeah, our numbers show 49 interceptions already. That averages out at, 2.74 per game? That's quite high.
It really is.
Can you pull out a specific example? Show that awareness in action.
Sure. Think about the Liverpool game. Andy Robertson looks to play this pass inside to McAllister.
Right.
Bellegarde reads it perfectly, gets his body in the right position, nicks the ball. But it's what he does next that's also really telling.
Yeah. Because winning it is one thing, but keeping it, using it wisely is different. Composure.
That's exactly. A lot of players there, they might try a Hollywood ball forward straight away, try and force a counter, risky. But Bellegarde, in that instance, he just plays it simple, back to Matt Doherty. Lets Wolves reset and build properly from the back. That combination, the interception plus the smart decision, is just gold dust.
So he's disrupting, winning the ball back. But our analysis also talks about him being a deep-lying playmaker. That suggests, another dimension.
It does. He's not just about breaking up play. He's involved in setting the tempo, distributing it cleanly from deep. His passing accuracy figures really underline that.
We clocked it at 83.4% this season. That's pretty reliable for keeping possession ticking over.
Very reliable.
We also looked at that moment against Southampton, receiving the ball from Ait-Nouri. What did that show us?
That was interesting because it highlighted his close control. Subtle stuff. He lets the pass run across him, takes it on his right foot.
Right.
Now, that might sound minor, but controlling it with his right rather than stopping it dead with his left, it just opened up more passing options for him, gave him a better view of the pitch, let him pick a better forward pass. It's those little technical details.
Those fine margins.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk transitions. Moving from defense to attack. Our analysis says he's a key link player there. How does that work?
Well, it's about finding space, mainly, and keeping his head when players are closing him down. Against Fulham, that was a great example. He gets the ball, and he's got 3 Fulham players buzzing around him. Kearney, Nelson, Robinson, I think it was.
Right. Intense pressure.
Yeah, but he still manages to find Sarabia with a pass. And not just that.
You create something from it.
Yeah, he plays this immediate first-time return ball back to Sarabia into the space Robinson had just vacated trying to press him. Didn't lead to a goal then, but it shows the intent, the quick thinking.
And 15 shot assists this season.
Yeah.
That stat does suggest he's pretty important in getting the ball into those final third areas.
Definitely reflects his role in progressing play.
Now, Pereira's also used him further forward sometimes. Behind Cunha, maybe alongside Minetzi. That's interesting given how good he seems centrally.
It is, and it seems to be a deliberate tactical shift that's, it's worked out okay. Pushing him higher lets you see more of his attacking qualities, gives them a bit more dynamism up there.
Energy and creativity, yeah. Our analysis mentioned his explosive runs from those forward positions. Can you paint a picture of that?
Yeah, the Nottingham Forest game springs to mind. Neco Williams didn't track his run.
Leaving space behind.
Exactly. Huge space. And Bellegarde just bursts into it, gets him behind the defense, creates a really dangerous moment. And we've seen that kind of run lead to an actual assist, too, against Southampton, I think it was. So it's not just running, it's productive.
One of his 4 assists this season, yeah. We even noted a link, perhaps, to some traditional Portuguese tactics, emphasizing wide attackers.
Yeah, it's a fair point. There's definitely a history in Portuguese coaching of using wide players, or players drifting wide, to create overloads and deliver crosses. Bellegarde's ability to pop up wide and put in a decent ball, his crossing accuracy, isn't bad at all.
41.7% finding their target, we found.
Right, so that fits that kind of mold in a way.
Another thing we picked up on was his ability to manage the tempo, even in attack. That sounds quite nuanced.
It is, but it's important. Again, Liverpool. Nelson Semedo makes one of his charging runs forward down the right. Bellegarde has the ball. Instead of instantly trying to slip Semedo in, he holds it, just for a second or two.
What does that achieve?
It draws McAllister towards him, pulls him out of position slightly, and that creates the little gap for Cunha to move into and eventually score. João Gomes made a nice dummy run too, but it was Bellegarde's pause, that manipulation, that really created the opportunity.
Clever. So he's not always the one playing the final pass or taking the shot, but he's involved in creating the conditions for it. A secondary threat, maybe?
That's a good way to describe it. The Forest game again showed this. Attack developing, other players pile into the box.
And Bellegarde.
He hangs back, just on the edge of the area. Smart positioning. So when Doherty gets it slightly deeper, he has an easy pass back to Bellegarde, who gets a shot off. Murillo blocked it, went for a corner, but it shows that other way he can contribute being available for that cutback, offering a different kind of threat.
Right. It's easy to get caught up in the attacking stuff, but our analysis spent a good chunk of time on his defensive work, too. Stuff that maybe goes unnoticed.
Definitely goes unnoticed sometimes. But his work rate off the ball, his tactical discipline, it's crucial for how Wolves want to play. He gets back quickly.
We highlighted that moment against Fulham. Cunha loses it, and suddenly Emile Smith-Rowe has green grass in front of him.
Yeah, dangerous moment. But watch Bellegarde's reaction.
What did he do?
It wasn't just sprinting straight back. He took this, curved angle in his run, cut off the path Smith-Rowe wanted to take, forced him to turn back, play it safe, killed the momentum of their attack instantly. Really intelligent defending.
And his defensive duel success rate is pretty decent too, right? Supports that idea.
Yeah, 61.5% success rate this season. It backs up what you see. He engages well.
And it's not just those individual actions, is it?
Yeah.
There's a team ethic there, understanding the situation.
Absolutely. Crystal Palace, that match. Palace win the ball back, hoof it long.
Okay.
Now, Bellegarde isn't, the biggest guy. His aerial duel success rate is lower, around 26-27%. So instead of challenging for a header, he probably won't win.
He does something else.
He tracks the runner, Daniel Munoz in this case. Make sure Munoz doesn't just get a free run towards goal if the ball drops. It's about knowing your limitations, playing the percentages for the team. That kind of decision helped them grind out that 2-2 draw. Smart positioning again.
So bringing it together with the stats, our analysis includes that overview. What were the main takeaways from the numbers?
Well, they basically confirm a lot of what we've discussed. The high passing accuracy, the dangerous passes metric, his interception numbers we mentioned.
Yeah.
But the one that really jumped out, perhaps, was his percentile ranking for positioning. It's really high, which just underlines that knack he has for being in the right place at the right time, especially defensively, even if it's not always spectacular.
So summing up our analysis then, it feels like Jean-Ricner Bellegarde is, well, maybe more central to Wolves' success than the headlines suggest.
I think that's fair to say. Cunha scores the goals, João Gomes provides that engine room energy. They get talked about a lot.
Understandable.
Yeah, but when you break down the tape, look at the data, Bellegarde's influence under Pereira is undeniable. His versatility, his reading of the game, both in attack and defense, he's just a really important piece of the puzzle.
And it's interesting, wasn't Pereira himself maybe a bit unsure initially about where Bellegarde fit best?
Yeah, there seemed to be some early comments suggesting that. But I think any doubts have probably vanished now. His performances speak for themselves.
Being nominated for Premier League Player of the Month in March, winning the club's own award in February. That's recognition right there.
Exactly. It shows people within the game and at the club are seeing his impact.
So the conclusion from our deep dive seems pretty clear. If Wolves do stay up this season, Jean-Ricner Bellegarde is going to be a massive reason why.
Without a doubt, his contributions have been vital.
So there you have it. While maybe not always the first name on everyone's lips, our analysis shows Jean-Ricner Bellegarde is absolutely fundamental to how Wolves operate. That intelligence, that adaptability, that quiet effectiveness. Really valuable qualities.
Definitely the kind of player managers appreciate.
Makes you think, what other players might be having a similar, slightly under-the-radar impact elsewhere? Always worth digging deeper. Remember, you can find more deep dives like this at TotalFootballAnalysis.com.
And don't forget that code for 30% off a subscription.